What up, everybody? It's Charlie, and I'm back. So, over these last few weeks, I have had a lot of relationship upheaval, and it's given me a lot of time to think and to kind of refocus myself on my values and what I want out of relationships. And as all of you know, my biggest commitment is to the beloved community and to building a world where everyone can be seen, known, loved, and encouraged to be their most authentic self. And for me, what I'm realizing is that part of living into that truth is accepting the givens of life. And I know I made a video also a few weeks ago about the 5 givens, but I think I have added another given to that list, that people's behavior is not about me. This is something that's been important for me to learn because as I live into the beloved community, there's going to be conflict. Like there's nothing about the beloved community that says that there won't be conflict. What it comes down to is that we will handle that conflict peacefully and non-violently and in a way that supports restorative justice. And so for me to take things personally, it really undermines my ability to show up in those ways. So what I've been trying to focus on is the fact that everyone is trying to do the best that they can with the information that they have at the time. I know that not everyone has all of the information that they need, and that leads to hurt sometimes. I know for me, over these last few weeks, I have been hurt. And it's been hard to focus in on somebody who's doing the best that they can and that's still not being enough for me. But that's not something I need to take personally. That just means there's a mismatch in the way that we like relating and that we need out of a relationship. And that's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be addressed. One of the ways that I have been addressing those issues is by enacting my own boundaries. And I know it's easy to talk about boundaries and people talk about boundaries all the time, but for me, they are the actions that I do to keep myself safe. It has nothing to do what other people do or how they respond or anything like that. It's about me, because that's something I just have been thinking about in general as well, that for me to live into the beloved community, I have to also reflect that beloved community onto myself. And that means that there are things that I'm not willing to put up with and that I need people to change and to grow in and to take responsibility for before I can move forward in that type of relationship. And so that's where boundaries come in. That's where I'm able to say, okay, I don't like to be treated this way, and because of that, here is how I'm going to respond. And not as a punishment or not as a way to make people feel guilty, but like I said, as a way to keep myself safe and make sure I have what I need to thrive. I think there are a few other givens that kind of go hand in hand with this one, and that is that people aren't always loyal and loving. I think those two things go hand in hand, because just because people's actions aren't about me doesn't mean that those actions can be disloyal and unloving to me. And so what I want to make sure is that I'm keeping myself safe from that. And as much as I want to be loving and loyal at all times, that I don't let myself get taken advantage of. For me, it is my ultimate goal to stay in relationship with people and to do the best I can to work through things, because that's what I think the beloved community is about. But if people choose to continue to hurt me or continue to move forward with patterns that are unhealthy for our relationship, then there's nothing else for me to do but to kind of step back and to first be loving and loyal to myself by making that space and giving myself the time to heal. The other given that I think also goes hand in hand with that is that things don't always go according to plan. For me, I had really grandiose plans about my relationships because they're so important to me, and I want to see them thrive and I want to see them grow. But sometimes, despite my best efforts, things don't go according to plan, and things have to change in ways that I don't necessarily like, but are necessary for my well-being and for the well-being of the other people around me. But one thing that I can do in the midst of all of that is be thankful for what was and to look forward to what can be. even though I've been having relationship upheaval, there's plenty of good things that have come from my relationships. I have felt loved. I have felt cared for. I have learned about myself and how I relate in relationships. And I've learned what I want for myself and what I need. And all of those are important. And I wouldn't trade those for the world. But still, it's hard when things don't go according to plan. And so I am trying to balance, one, accepting that things don't go according to plan, and also balancing out the fact that I am thankful for what has been. And I'm looking forward to the future and seeing what relationships I can build, or what relationships I can mend, or which relationships don't work, honestly, or that aren't fulfilling my needs. But I think all of those lessons are important and bring me one step closer to living out what I believe in the beloved community. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I love to hear what you guys have to think about this, and I'll see you soon. Deuce.